What's up, everybody? Welcome into the PHNX Suns Pregame Show presented by Michelob ULTRA. Make sure you always have some cold ones in your fridge so you are ready for every Suns game. I'm Lindsay. That's Gerald. That's Espo. Flex will hopefully be joining us. He's dealing with some technical difficulties, but he should be joining us here shortly. And yes, we are still remote today, but don't worry. Tomorrow we will be back in action because our building is no longer on fire.
Hey, we did
Look
it.
at us. Look at
Electricity's back for now. It's a 30-year-old system. God knows anything could happen at any point. So.
But until then, Espo's in the closet and Gerald and I are in the living rooms, and we still have Suns talk for you guys. Sorry?
I guess we don't have an audio only. I was going to say for the audio only, can we say that's not metaphorical, it's literal. I am in the walk-in closet at home. So
Literally. Speaking of audio, if you guys missed Friday's post-game show and you're wondering where it's at, you can find it on our audio channels, wherever you get your podcast. Just go listen to it over there. All right, so it's time to start another winning streak for the Phoenix Suns as they prepare to face off against the Orlando Magic on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. We will start with the injury report because that's the biggest one. To talk about today, I know Bradley Beal took an elbow to the face on Friday. Nurk is dealing with some thumb stuff. So for today's game, Bradley Beal was a game time decision, but he is available. He's dealing with that nasal fracture. Jusuf Nurkic is out, though. However, he's got that left thumb sprain. And Bol Bol still remains out. On the Magic side of things, Gary Harris is also out. So let's talk a little bit more about these injuries. We'll start with Bradley Beal. Frank Vogel said pregame that he does have a mask for tonight's game. It looks real wonky. It is not a custom fit mask. So he is going to be dealing with some learning curves, I suppose you could say, of playing with that thing. Like, that's insane. I've never seen a mask look like that. Have you guys?
let me let you into my bedroom a little bit. It's not as creepy as it sounds. I wear a CPAP mask, and it looks like they Frankenstein the shit out of a CPAP mask to somehow try to protect his nose. I don't know. I feel like that would mess with my sight even more than the normal kind of mask with that much padding there. It'll be interesting to see how much it impacts his ability to shoot. So.
It looks like, you know how dads have a thing with bungee cords? It looks like they put a pad on one side, bungee cord it around his face, and then push the pad together on the other side. And they were like, all right, you're good to go. Get out there, champ. Like, it is strange looking.
Can we see it one more time, Eric? Because I feel like it blows my mind that this is what he has to wear. I mean, at least it seems like he can kind of breathe out of it. But the normal mask, like what we saw Josh Okogie wearing, seems like it would be easier to see out of that than this. This seems like it's going to be way harder to see out of and have your peripheral vision and everything kind of clear-ish.
Let me say this. With a nasal fracture, he's not breathing well, whether he's wearing the mask or not. Let's start there. Second of all, was this because he's like, man, I like my headband low. We need the eyes available there. So just go this weird mask. I don't know.
Maybe. Flex is here, guys.
What's up, crew? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Is that better? Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Yeah, Brad looking kind of crazy today. Brad looking kind of crazy.
But the word on the street is that a custom mask is being created for him. It's just not ready today, but it'll get there tomorrow. So he should have that ahead of tomorrow's game. So that is something that we'll have to keep an eye out on for him in tonight's game. And then hopefully tomorrow it'll be a little bit easier for him to kind of navigate wearing that mask for however long it ends up being, which I would assume would be a fair amount of time.
I would imagine.
Yeah, nasal fracture. Yeah, I would imagine a couple weeks he's gonna wear that thing just to be safe. But he'll have a smooth one in Miami and South Beach tomorrow. No one cares about Orlando. Don't look good in Orlando. You got to look good in Miami.
I gotta know,
joking.
like,
I'm joking.
Was the mask store not open on the weekend? They're an NBA franchise. They're like, look, we gotta wait till Monday to get you that mask. Like, they can be like, hey, expedite that. We got an extra $200,000 if you do so. Nope.
They're not doing that though. That's fine.
You don't think Brad Beal's like, you know what? I got $50 million coming to me next year.
No.
Here's an extra little scratch to make this happen. So.
No, hell no, he not. He said, I'll look ugly in Orlando, have my stuff ready tomorrow.
There you go. So as far as Nurk goes, he is out tonight. Vogel said he's still dealing with a lot of pain and swelling, but that he might play tomorrow in Miami, which is a good sign that it's not too terribly bad for him. So that's a positive, I suppose.
Yeah, he got a jammed finger. I mean, those things swell up, them things. I actually had a really bad one in my left hand at one point, and I kept re-jamming it and lasted a long time. So you got to be careful with those things. But I don't think it's anything serious. A little swelling. Keep icing it. He should probably go tomorrow.
Yeah, and he claimed it got hit 3 times in that game.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's a lot for one game. Yeah, get the rest. Make sure it's healed fully. Don't cause any ligament damage or anything, and come back when ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
and it is his I'm sorry, Linz. This is his left hand. This is non-shooting hand. So correct, right?
Yeah, left thumb sprain.
Yeah, it's the left thumb. Yeah, okay.
So as far as Bol Bol goes, because Dwayne Rankin did ask Frank Vogel about him, which I know a lot of people in our Discord and the chat are kind of like, hey, when are we going to get a legit update on Bol Bol? Well, we didn't get like a legit one, like he's going to be back on this specific date, but Vogel said he's still going through everything in practice. There's still a little bit of residual pain there. So that's what's keeping him out still. But that they are still hopeful that he will return during this really long road trip. So fingers crossed, because that's really disappointing, especially the way that he was playing before he got injured, that he's had to miss this much time.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like it's tough for him because especially tonight, we don't know if Nurkic is going to be out for another game. It sounds like he'll probably be back tomorrow, but tonight would have been a really good opportunity for him to, stake his claim to some minutes with Nurkic out. Now he kind of misses out on that opportunity, and you're looking at a situation where your only centers are Drew Eubanks and, either Chimezie Metu or KD playing small at the 5. So, or I guess you got Udoka as well, but
yeah, don't forget about Udoka, Gerald.
You got Udoka as well, and I would imagine he gets dusted off here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a tough situation for Bol because the trade deadline's coming up. He's running out of time to kind of get back out there, and all he has to his name this season really is that 4-game stretch, which was promising. But you never know if 4 games is enough to secure your spot on a roster. So it's going to be interesting, and I think this is a big game for Drew Eubanks because last time these two teams faced off, Nurk had a number of big rebounds down the stretch. And, Wendell Carter Jr. has been playing great for the Magic recently. Yeah. So really big test on both ends for Eubanks tonight.
Yeah, I feel bad for Bol Bol, man. He was really starting to hit a stride. He was helping the team. It started to happen right when the shift started to happen. And so I believe it was that game versus Miami at home. Was where he got the injury, and we got those guys tomorrow. So, I feel bad for Bol, man. He's been playing. He was playing well before the injury, but we're a little thin now. Now, here's the thing: blessings in disguise, right? No Nurk tonight, no Bol. Now you get to really see if these guys are people we can depend on or not. You got a little bit of an audition here to see if we were in a pinch and things were to get crazy down the road after the deadline. Can you rely on these guys? So sometimes these things work out. Let's see if Drew can step up to the task. Udoka can do the same thing and hold down the fort, and they'll get more time to evaluate those guys.
Flex, I love your constant optimism. For me, this feels like some of the worst timing, right? You give up 84 points in the paint the other night to the Pacers. Tonight, you're playing the 8th best team in paint scoring. This averaged 52.4 points, and you've got no big men, right? This is a team that's not a good 3-point shooting team. They're last in the league at right around 34%. And you're playing, and they're good down low. I don't like not having enough big men in this game. I think this is going to be very challenging down low, and it's going to be interesting to see how Frank Vogel handles his rotations. If there's any foul trouble from Eubanks or Azubuike, they're going to have to get real creative, real fast with this group and try to make up for that size differential. So that's my biggest concern here, and why I wish Bol Bol was in, just to have that additional size and rebounding ability. I think Josh Okogie is going to have to come up big on the boards tonight if they give him minutes defensively, where we know he's not going to score on the regular. He at least needs to help on the glass like we know he's capable of, because you cannot give up second chance points to a team that's so good at scoring under the basket.
Yeah, I look at this game. That's all great points, Espo, but I look at this game as one of those games where if you're down at a certain spot, play to your strengths. You don't try to match up with them. We did that with the Pelicans. Pelicans were way bigger than us going into that game. Everybody knows that's their strength. And we sat there and said, no, we're going to play our game. And so this is a night where you play your game. This is a night where you experiment and you say my strength versus your strength. And we see who's better. That's what I would do. I don't know how Frank is going to approach it, but I like our chances in this basketball game if we play to our strengths. And this may be a game where you implement that small ball lineup in spurts and see if you can kind of get them out of their big lineups and all those guys crashing the glass and stuff.
Gerald, what's more than 2?
3. That's the strategy.
Hey, there you go.
That's the strategy.
Simple math, you guys.
There you go, Lens.
It's
there you
simple
go.
Math for
I love
tonight.
when you do the math stuff, yo.
Well,
I'm really
also,
good with
Flex, you bring up a good point. They're a team that likes to slow down the pace immensely, right? That's their style. If you can make them run, and you're efficient with your shooting, you won't find yourself in a situation like you did against the Pacers where they're getting 19 more shots than you, simply because the pace was so fast. The Pacers got 109 shots in that game. I don't think that with the way that Orlando plays that they're going to get that many opportunities, even if they are good on the glass tonight. So that is a benefit there. And I think you're right. You probably do push the tempo and play to your strengths as long as you're hitting. So
my biggest thing is keeping the turnovers down. This is a top 5 defense. This is a team that ranks 4th in the NBA in steals. They're good at turning those into easy points. Last time the Suns played the Magic, they only had 6 turnovers. They turned the Magic over a lot. I think they had twice as many points off turnovers as Orlando. So that was huge, the way that they were able to handle the Magic's length and defensive pressure last time around. They're definitely going to need to do that. And it's a little bit trickier when you don't have your big man who kind of is a connector in the half-court offense, going from Nurk to Eubanks. That is one thing to keep an eye on, because we've seen Eubanks make some really good reads and passes out of the short roll there, but we've also seen him make some pretty boneheaded turnovers at times as well. So that's going to be a big one if they can keep the Magic from getting out in transition and, taking away offensive possessions with the steals that they get.
Yeah, G, that's a great point. When I look at Nurk, that's the biggest thing that I think he brings to this basketball team is him being a connector. I keep going back to it. The KD shot that everybody talks about versus the Bulls, without the Nurk pass and without the read, it doesn't happen, right? And so that's the biggest part that I think I'm worried about tonight is are we gonna have that glue guy? And we're probably not. So yeah, I agree with you. And also to your point, Espo, that Pacers team is good, man. That's the best scoring team in basketball. So I feel you. I think we need to play to our strengths. And I like Orlando. They're a good team. They're not the Pacers, though. And so I think if we can control the turnovers and push the tempo, like you guys are saying, this should be a win tonight if the Suns do their part.
Well, and the Magic, too, they've kind of sort of done the opposite of what the Suns have done this season. They started off really hot, and they've kind of cooled off. In the last couple of games, they're 3-7 in their last 10, where the Suns kind of started off slow due to the injury and have turned it around here recently. In the Suns' last 10, they're 7-3. So that's not to say that the Orlando Magic are scrubs by any means, but they have gone through a little bit of adversity over the last couple of games, whereas the Suns, outside of the injuries that they're dealing with from Friday's game, have started clicking a little bit more, started to gel more, and we're seeing that big 3 really lead the way for this squad. So just something to think about.
I mean, Orlando started 6-17. They're 7-15 since then. So they definitely have fallen back to earth, like you're saying, Lindsay. But that doesn't mean, again, that this is a team you can take lightly, because they do have that potential. And Paolo Banchero has been playing out of his mind this season. So they got a guy that can burn you and burn you bad if you're not careful. So you got to take them seriously, even though they've backslid a bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Espo, what are the guys wearing tonight?
We're back to the white association edition. Orlando's wearing their city edition black with the Orlando white and font outline in blue with the star on it. I don't mind these. The Suns are probably some of the best of the white uniforms, but I still think they should ban white uniforms from the NBA.
I agree.
I love the white uniforms, guys. Come on, that's my favorite. Yeah, I told you I like all white sneakers, all that stuff. So
I like liked the white unis too, but white uniforms are a whole nother level.
The Suns, Charles Barkley, that classic sunburst. That white one,
the worst of the three.
God.
The black one is the best.
Oh,
purple,
no,
black,
white,
and then white, my friend.
No, black, purple, and white.
I will be putting a poll in the YouTube channel.
White, purple, black for me. And I'm telling y'all, I used to kill, man. Dog, you get a nice. I had a pair of Bo Jacksons, the orange and white Bo Jacksons, and I used to rock that Phoenix Suns Charles Barkley in the hood. Man, come on, man, stop playing.
White shoes, fine, but man, as our friends over at Gila River say, you do you, Flex. All right,
I got you.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion. It's okay.
I got you. Whose dog was barking when we showed the jerseys?
That was mine. Loki has no time for white uniforms.
I was going to say that as soon as we threw the uniform, he's like, rrr, rrr, rrr. So, he don't like them.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure everyone knew he was not down for these white uniforms. All right, who you guys got tonight and by how much?
I've got Suns by 1.
I've got Suns by 4.
I went Suns by 3. I've got good company too. Me
too. Suns by 3. So we're all kind of feeling like this one might be a little bit of a closer game, or are you feeling it's going to be a shorter or a smaller winning margin because the Suns are going to take care of business early and clear out the bench? Which one is it?
I put before I put the bet in, I was thinking that Nurk and Beal could potentially miss tonight, so that's why I went 4. But now that Beal's in, again, wouldn't be surprised if the Suns take care of business early and run away with this.
Yeah, I went Suns by 1 because I wasn't sure if Beal was going to play. I still need to see that he can be effective, because obviously when you're playing and you feel like you can't breathe and you've got this mask on that you're not familiar with, that could throw you off. And that actually hurt the Suns last game against the Pacers. There were a number of open shots that Beal had, good shots that he kind of missed because dude couldn't breathe through his nose and was affected by that. So I need to see how effective he can be tonight, but I still think the Suns have a decent chance of pulling this out.
Yeah, I'm there. The Beal factor. I think missing Nurk is going to be bigger than we may expect. At least early offensively, trying to figure out how to get that rhythm and that ball movement without having him as that facilitator. And figuring it out on defense too, because having a different guy there at the rim and trying to figure out switches and how it's all going to be approached, that concerns me early. So that's why I want a smaller victory.
That's fair. Ozzy Suns fan has the Suns by 15 tonight. Charles has the Suns by 4, and Triple B says Bradley Beal will be a decoy even if he's not feeling the mask, which is very true.
That's a fact.
Yeah. All right, but what does our friends over at the BetMGM Sportsbook app think about this one?
They have the Suns as 1.5 point favorites, which really I feel like means they're throwing their hands up going, we're not quite sure. But reminder, Suns are 17-27 against the spread. Orlando an impressive 28-17 against the spread this year. So take that as you will if you're betting on this one.
Okay. Espo, what are you putting your money on?
I am putting my money on first point of the game happening in under 17.5 seconds at plus 300 because I want this over with quickly, and I just want to enjoy my Sunday afternoon watching basketball.
Okay, listen, you and I are on the same page here with this thought process because you and I take very early bets quite often. It makes me really excited for the start of the game, and then it's just out of the way, one way or the other.
Damn,
You
this
can
is
pay
tough
attention
one,
to the
Lynn.
rest of the game. This one is super tough, and I'm aware
This
of that,
is
but I've
tough
never
one.
seen this one before. I don't know if it's new or if I've just been overlooking it on the BetMGM Sportsbook app, but I thought it sounded fun. It's a nice swing for the fences. So
It
the
is.
first 3 field goal attempts of the game, all to be made at a plus 500.
Who even are
so-
you? Who is
I
this?
know.
Lindsay?
That's the
I
highest
know.
odds you've had all season.
I
Yeah,
know.
by
But
far.
isn't that fun?
that is interesting, Lynn.
It's
That's a
kinda
tough
fun.
one, though. I mean, you basically first 3 possessions, you basically looking for
Listen, the
basket.
odds of this hitting are slim to none, but I just thought it was fun, so I'm going to do
like
it.
I like it.
Look at
I like
you.
I almost took
Underneath.
Nurk to lose the tip, and I would have been busted there. So I don't know.
No, but if you would have taken that, then you actually might have been a better bet tonight because Nurk's out, so he still wins the tip.
Well,
It's
I don't
not
know
against Nurk, it's just that Orlando will win the tip.
Well, it was weird. I mean, I guess
Oh.
that's true. So I could have gone that way. I was going to do it because if he played and he was with the thumb, I thought it might impact his thought process on it. So,
It's
but
the
I didn't.
other hand. He
Doesn't
I don't think
matter.
he jumps
That
with the
doesn't
left.
matter. Guys get in their own heads about shit, and then he's like, "Oh my, no, well, I don't know what to do," and then he loses the tip, but he's not.
My
in there.
thumb held me off the ground. My left thumb held me off the ground. So
I looked for odds on the refs screwing something up today, but I couldn't get any on it. So
Y'all, Saul's bet is out of control.
Let me
It's
see
a
that.
plus 3,300.
Oh wow.
So
40,
this is some crazy odds.
8.
He's got KD at 40 points. He's got D-Book at 8 assists and PRA for Grayson Allen at 20.
You know
Plus
what?
3,300.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I can see that happening. I could so see that happening. I like that bet. That's a big swing. But these guys are scoring 40 every game. You're just trying to pick which one it is. So I mean, right now that's a nice bet. The Book 8. Well, I guess so, because if KD gets 40, then Book is passing the ball. So interesting, Saul. I see what you're doing over there, old head.
look, he's getting. I think Katie's getting 40 because he walked in with the V from Vendetta, like Anarchy hoodie going on tonight. So I think he's looking to make some kind of statement. I think Grayson could get the 20. I don't think Book gets the 8. I think he hit. I'll say this. I think Saul hits 2 of the 3 on this and is miserable when the other one comes close, but he doesn't get it. So
Okay.
I also agree that Katie might go off tonight because in addition to what he was wearing ahead of the game, he was also arguing with people on Twitter as recently as like 20 minutes ago, you guys. Like I saw a tweet from him 20 minutes ago, right before we started the show. Katie's arguing with people on the internet right now. So, he's probably feeling some type of way. And he's like, all right, let me just go shut everybody up for a hot minute so they can't come back into my mentions tonight.
Yeah. I think they mad they can't watch the football games. I think they all want to watch that Lions game. But I bet you there's going to be a lot of halftime. They ain't listening to Frank at halftime. Halftime, they running right back there. I'm telling you. But I don't know. What did I put up, man? I just put something together. Suns win. Yeah, today was a rough one. Suns win. I'm going with the over tonight between these two basketball teams. And then Book for 30, KD 25, and then a PRA of 14 plus for Grayson. So I think the biggest problem here will be the over.
Okay.
I think those other two guys are feeling it. I want to see, are y'all not interested to see how Book comes out tonight? Like,
I'm always interested in that.
I mean, no, I know. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, in particular with these last 2 games. I mean, I'm interested to see if he comes out like ultra aggressive, or if he just comes out and says, you know what, I'm gonna pick what the defense gives us, which is typical Book. That's what he normally does. But damn, if he goes off for another 40 bomb tonight, watch out.
I mean, he's dropped 46 in 3 of the last 5, so he's been on a real tear.
Yeah.
But it could also be one of those situations where because he's been on a tear, the Magic are keying in on him. Maybe this is KD's night to go for 40.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to see selfish 22 of 37 shooting tonight. All right. I just can't handle. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. No, I'd love to see Book go off again and actually win, so everybody shuts the hell up. If I have to see the stat one more time, well, he scored 58, 62, and 70 and lost all 3 games. He's not that good. No, that's not what that means. That's the dumbest take people can have.
Yeah, Michael Jordan also scored 60 twice and lost, just like Book.
Yeah.
So it's good company. And Will did it 11 times. So who's counting?
It happens. Listen, if you guys want to get in on the action and take any of our bets tonight or make your own, make sure you download and sign up for the BetMGM Sportsbook app, and make sure you use the promo code PHNX when you sign up. When you use that promo code PHNX, all you have to do is place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $5, and you'll receive $158 instantly in additional winnings, regardless of your wager's outcome. So you can check out the show notes for full details. And now you can listen to Damon talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-522-4700 Nevada. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., Kansas, Nevada, New York, or Ontario.
Get stuffed on, Ontario.
There you go. Guys, any final thoughts on tonight's game?
I want to come out clean. That's my main thing. Come out clean. We got a game versus Miami tomorrow. We don't need any more stuff. I hope Brad comes out with no issues and the rest of the team stays clean, because tomorrow is the game that I'm really interested in, although Miami's on a streak. So let's just run this clean tonight.
Yeah, crash the boards, get this one done early, go watch the Lions.
Yep. Take care of the ball. That's all I got.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys, thanks for joining us for the pregame show. We appreciate you being here with us. Don't forget to meet us right back here after the game wraps up for the postgame show. Okay, bye.
We all silly like the mayor.